G'day, I'm Clive and welcome. Got the SilverAnt titanium multi-fuel stove and cup kit. A couple of weeks ago I did a review of this and a test with the solid fuel tabs, the Esbits. I put one in first, then about halfway through that one had gone down, I put the second one in. And I did say I'll do a test by putting two in at the same time and see if it actually heats up the water quick enough or boils it any quicker. So let's get it set up and then I'll go and get some water and we'll get it lit and go. Floor's wet today. It is colder today, so the ground's colder because it's wet. The wind is a lot colder, blowing on my back. If I'd had an extra couple of tabs with me, so I'm using the Esbit ones. Last time I would have done this test straight after I made a second video then the conditions would have been roughly the same, but like I said, it's colder today. The ground's colder and wet, so that may make a little bit of a difference. Not 100% sure, but it may. Right, stove. I gave that a wipe out. You've got the residue at the bottom from last time still. So that'll go down. We'll get the Esbits in there now. The solid fuel tabs. See the grass blowing as the wind comes around that corner. Now these have been in the car for a couple of days and my car is beginning to smell that fishy smell you get from these. So I'm glad I'm getting this done today, just to get them out of the car. I actually had them on the floor on the passenger side. I should have really put them in the drawer in the back. Then the smell would have been down that end, not right under my nose nearly. Come on. That's it. Now I'm back on the job, or I should say I'm still doing the job of this renovation here. And if you're interested in anything like this, the renovation, I started a channel, I think it's called Clive's DIY and Handyman. I'll put a link down in the description below if you are interested. And if you've seen my videos of my storage build at home, I've put all those up, so they'll be the first ones you'll probably come to. And these ones I'm making about this reno are going to be in end of June, July time, so they're a bit away. So there we go, that's how they're sitting side by side. So let's see if I can get it lit without the wind blowing it out. Let's get the pot holder ready. Actually, we'll get it all done and all prepped first. Let's get the water. And I'll get my phone and I'll have the stopwatch this time and I'll be able to time it. Right. Stopwatch. So that's all set on the stopwatch to go there. Just going to get the water. I should have taken this with me before. Okay, cold water. About half an inch away from the top. So let's see if we can get this going easy. I think I need a better lighter. I think that's going. Fingers crossed. Yep, that's going in. Get the pot stand in place. That's all ready. Get the pot put on top. Press start. put the lid on. Oh, cold day. Warm my hands up. One of the benefits of these types of stoves: one, they're quiet; two, like I said last time, you don't have to rush, you can just chill out; and three, you can warm your hands up and keep yourself warm. And if you're in the vestibule of your tent and it's big enough and you've got one of these going, it'll help warm the whole tent up and dry it out. I'm going to find something I can sit on because this ground's wet. Cardboard box to sit on. Don't want any personal ID showing of the tenant, the owner. Actually, let's get a little bit closer. Get some benefit off the heat. Oh, that's better. Now both cubes are going now. The first one sped and lit the second one. We're on 2 minutes 30 seconds. Probably won't make much difference, but let's have a look. Actually, it's already started warming the water up after 2.5 minutes. Yeah, I know, with one of the little jet stoves, the gas ones, the canister, this will probably be at a rolling boil now. That's not the idea of these. There we go, forgot to point it down to the stove. Okay, we're coming up to 5 minutes. Let's give it a finger test, shall we? Yep, it is warming up. Now, coming up to the 10 minutes mark. Getting hotter. Just see the steam coming off and the bubbles forming at the bottom. And because there's 2 Esbit cubes in there, they seem to be reducing in size a lot slower than if it was just the one. And they've actually combined together, so I've got less surface than I thought that would be burning because of that. But that's okay. Okay, we're at 15 minutes. Yep, you can feel a substantial difference in the temperature there. And what I'm going to do in a future video about this is I'm going to use just the pot stand bit here and the windshield, and I'm going to see if it will work as a wood burning stove. So I know it's not a big thing. I just want to see if it will work. So that'll probably be in a couple of weeks. Okay, 20 minutes in. We've still got some Esbit cubes at the bottom, so they're still going. Steam coming off it. Temperature wise, it is as hot, if not a little bit hotter, than at the end of the last video. So it's at a temperature now where you can have a hot cup of coffee, not boiling hot, but a hot cup of coffee, and also cook your or rehydrate a freeze-dried meal. Now you've got to remember, if you're going to be doing a freeze-dried meal, you're only going to be using about half a cup or a little bit more than half a cup, so this is going to heat up a lot quicker. But I've brought this up to this level to see how it will do, and with the 2 cubes it has heated up a lot quicker and hotter now. So we'll just leave it to burn out, see how long that lasts. We're burning the 2 cubes at the same time, because I think with the 2 being coming together, it's just burning as one larger one, so it's not going to last as long as last time where we had one and added another one about halfway. Or I don't know, we'll find out. And what we'll do is, at the end of this, I'll go home after work today and I'll compare the last video and the results to this video, and I'll do actual breakdown of it all from home in the studio there that I've been building, because I can't remember the results offhand whilst I'm sat here. Right, 25 minutes in, and from 22.5 minutes the flame started to reduce in size. So it's getting low down there now. So I'll let this continue to burn out, and like I said, when I'm back at the studio at home, I'll let you know when it actually finished. But temperature wise, we have small bubbles coming up. I don't know if you can see the steam on the camera, and yeah, it is a lot hotter, a lot hotter. So I think it was quicker having the 2 cubes in there, but we'll find out. I'll double check the other video to make sure. So I'll continue watching this until it goes out, so I've got a time of how long the 2 cubes lasted together, and I'll see you back at the studio shortly. Welcome to my home YouTube studio that I'm in the process of building. Inside the studio, my storage for my hiking gear. Over outside is the office. No computers for editing. Now, the test we did with the 2 cubes at the same time compared to the test I did with the single cube and adding the second one halfway through. The 2 cubes won in both scenarios. Heating the water up, actually in 3 scenarios, how quick it heated the water up, and how long the burn lasted if you're going to be using it to keep your tent warm by having it in the vestibule. Not inside the tent, but in the vestibule. It got a lot hotter, a lot quicker, to the point that the last time I put my finger in, I think if I'd kept it there much longer I would have scalded my finger. And I use my hands for work, like wood, bricks and everything, so I don't have the thinnest of skin. Keeping your tent warm, it'd be great. Like I say, in the vestibule, not actually inside your tent, as long as your vestibule's big enough. So if you've only got a small one, I wouldn't really cook inside your vestibule in the best of times. But if you've got a fair good sized one, you've got your ventilation, this would be great for keeping the actual tent warm, and the heat coming off this will help keep the condensation down on a cold day. This one, with the 2 cubes, I kept going in and out testing it after I did the last finger test. In and out, and it was 1 hour 10 minutes and the flame was still going. So at that point I just carried on working and came out another half an hour later and it'd gone out. So on this test it lasted at least 1 hour and 10 minutes. Hey Puss. There we go. Yeah, it lasted at least 1 hour and 10 minutes and heated the water a lot hotter. Not much more to say about that. That was the results. So I hope you've enjoyed the video, and if you have and you're not a subscriber, please go down below, click on the subscribe button, click on the notification bell next to it and select all so you can be notified of all future videos. Hit the like button, a thumbs up, and if you are already a subscriber, again I thank you very much.